These are people who perform under the most unforgiving pressure imaginable. 30,000 screaming fans, national television, championship stakes, careers, legacies, entire sporting histories on the line. They do not rattle. They train for years specifically so they don't rattle. And then they see the person they've had a crush on since high school, and every last bit of that composure just evaporates, gone, like it was never there. Today, we're counting down the times professional athletes, some of the most mentally hardened competitors alive, completely and totally lost it when they came face to face with their celebrity crush. Number 5. Usain Bolt and Beyonce. Let's establish some context first. Usain Bolt is the fastest human being ever recorded on planet Earth. He holds the world record in the 100 meters, a time of 9.58 seconds set in Berlin in 2009, a record that still stands. He won 8 Olympic gold medals. At his peak, he was arguably the most famous athlete alive and one of the most recognized humans on the planet. He has met presidents, he has met Michael Jordan, he has met Diego Maradona. These encounters, by his own account, were fine. There was one exception. In an interview with The Cut, Bolt was asked point blank if there was anyone he'd met who made him feel like a fan. Without hesitation, one person, Beyonce.
You've been starstruck.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
I had a whole conversation set up.
He had spoken about this before. World records, 0 words. That's Beyonce.
I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I never had that. I was like, anytime I meet Beyonce, this is what I'm going to
Was
say.
Jay-Z staring at you while he was talking?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at him.
Number 4. Shaquille O'Neal and Halle Berry. Shaquille O'Neal is not a small man. He is 7 feet 1 inch tall and spent 20 years physically dominating the largest human beings on Earth for a living. He is a 4-time NBA champion, a cultural institution, and by most accounts, one of the more effortlessly confident people who has ever lived, which makes this story almost impossible to believe. On the big podcast with Shaq in 2025, he was asked if there was anyone he'd ever met who made him go speechless. He paused, thought, and then told the story. He was in the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. The elevator dinged. The doors opened.
And I'm looking at the stairs, and it's Halle Berry.
Oh.
She's walking down the
And
stairs.
mother F, it's Halle Berry, Shaq said on the podcast. And I used to be a stutterer back in the day. He had planned for this moment. He had imagined it. He had a whole plan. He knew exactly what he was going to say and do if he ever met Halle Berry. She said hi first. She says, "Hi, Shaquille." And in my mind, I've always said that if I meet Halle, I'm going to do this. I'm going to marry her. I couldn't effing talk. I was like, stuttering noises. She looked at him with visible concern. "Are you okay?" He wasn't. The doors opened, she walked out, and Shaq, surrounded by his people, just stood there processing what had happened. D-Mac was like, "You stupid mother effer," he added. The wildest part of the story, as a teenager, before any of the fame and championships, Shaq once received a letter from Halle Berry. He has said it was that letter, reading it out loud, imagining it was from her, feeling that surge of confidence that actually helped him break his stutter. She was part of how he became who he is. And then, when he finally met her, he lost the voice she helped him find.
Halle Berry hits. We make the eye contact, and she give me the little wink. So now I'm like.
Number 3. Joel Embiid and Rihanna. A 3-year saga. This one doesn't have a single moment, it has a whole campaign. Joel Embiid arrived in the NBA in 2014 as a rookie for the Philadelphia 76ers. He was injured, couldn't play, and had a lot of time on his hands. He discovered Twitter, and he made a decision. July 16, 2014. Embiid tweets at Kim Kardashian asking her to slide into her DMs. Within minutes, a fan tweets back that Kim is married to Kanye West. Embiid's next tweet, "Oh, I didn't know you were married, sorry Kim. Just saw it from the fans tweet. Have a nice day." The internet loved him immediately.
I mean, look at myself.
Confident, confident.
Look,
I
I'm
see confident,
7'2".
confident.
I'm 7'2". I'm good looking. Women usually love my accent because I'm from Cameroon in Africa, and I'm pretty intelligent too. So, and I'm funny.
6 days later, officially moving on, he tweets, "Hey baby, holler at me. Dinner at Giorgio's at 9:30 p.m." Rihanna followed him within hours. This was not the beginning of a romance. He met Rihanna in person eventually at various industry events. He has been characteristically quiet about how those encounters actually went. Number 2, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, the friendship bracelet story. Before Travis Kelce was engaged to Taylor Swift, before he was a household name outside of football, before he was everywhere, he was just a guy with a celebrity crush. In July 2023, Kelce attended a Taylor Swift Eras Tour show in Kansas City, his home field, his city. He was one of the most famous tight ends in NFL history and had been to the Super Bowl multiple times. He made a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. The plan, as he later described it on the Night Heights podcast with his brother Jason, was to go backstage, find Taylor Swift, and hand her the bracelet, get the digits in. The plan failed completely. She doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs she sings. So I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I'd made for her. He couldn't get backstage. He apparently had tried to leverage the fact that he knew the elevator attendant to find his way to her dressing room, and it still didn't work. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took it personal, he said on the podcast. He said this publicly. He put it on a podcast that millions of people listen to, that Taylor Swift listens to. She heard it. They eventually connected, began dating secretly, and when she later appeared on the same podcast, Taylor told the story from her side. This all started when Travis very adorably put me on blast on his podcast, which I thought was metal as hell. So the friendship bracelet gambit failed in real time, and then it worked on a 3-month delay because she heard him complain about it on a podcast and thought the whole thing was kind of incredible. They got engaged in August 2025. The world's most successful athlete-celebrity romance started with a guy who couldn't get backstage saying he was butthurt about it out loud to his brother.
It's about, I just look like there's smoke coming out of my DMs. Like, I don't want to go near that. I don't know what's
If you want somebody to go through it, I'll go through it just because I'll laugh my ass off.
It's like if you have like 20 million unread DMs. You're like,
entertained?
Number 1, Shaquille O'Neal and Jennifer Beals, the one nobody talks about. The Halle Berry story is well known, but Shaq has another one from even earlier in his life that most people have never heard. He was a young man, not yet famous in the way he would become, and he was on a plane sitting next to a woman he thought was strikingly beautiful. He kept looking. He wanted to say something. He was trying to work up the nerve to talk to her. They landed, they went to baggage claim, and there, Shaq introduced himself and finally asked the question he'd been building toward the whole flight. Has she been in Flashdance? It was Jennifer Beals. He told the story to USA Today years later. My God, she was so beautiful. I wanted to flirt, but I didn't want to lead with that Flashdance question. We land and meet again at baggage, so I introduced myself and asked if she was in Flashdance. It was Jennifer Beals. She was one of the first superstars I ever met, and she was so nice. That's why I love her. He later performed a full Jennifer Beals tribute on the TV show Lip Sync Battle, recreating the iconic Flashdance bucket of water scene in her honor, because he never forgot the woman on the plane who was so gracious to the nervous, oversized kid who had no idea how to start a conversation with someone he admired. The biggest moments don't always happen at the biggest events. Sometimes they happen at baggage claim when a future Hall of Famer is just trying to find the words. Here's the thing about all of these stories. Usain Bolt won 8 Olympic gold medals and stood in front of Beyonce unable to speak. Shaquille O'Neal won 4 NBA championships and turned into a stuttering mess in an elevator. Joel Embiid publicly documented a 3-year rejection without a shred of shame. Travis Kelce went to a Taylor Swift concert and couldn't get backstage. None of that is embarrassing. None of it diminishes them. If anything, it's the most human thing about all of them, that behind the championships, the records, the untouchable performances, there's just a person who saw someone they admire and felt exactly what you would feel. Athletic greatness doesn't protect you from a crush. No amount of training prepares you for that elevator door opening. Subscribe. New video every week.